I can't put into words how incredibly badass it is to have all of my rifles back behind me. As you know, 9 months ago, the importer brought these bat rifles in for me, absolutely shit the bed, and the police confiscated the rifles. Now, they're back, and I'm heading hunting. They literally came in time for this trip. I've actually had to cancel multiple hunts that I had scheduled, so it's a bummer for you guys, and it's a bummer for me, because we would have been able to create much more hunting content for you this year. Now, in less than 48 hours, my brother and I are leaving to go to the Khoi Khoi River Lodge. Okay, now this is going to be a 10-something hour drive for us this way from Cape Town all the way up near Oranje. And I'm super pumped. We have to harvest 12 animals in essentially 2 days, because the third day we're kind of reserving to do a different form of shooting. So for the bolt action rifles, I'm going to have my work cut out for me. Now, I'm kind of still deciding what I'm going to shoot the big antelope with. I'm going after an eland. I've never shot an eland before, so I'm very, very excited for this opportunity. And it is a relative unit. Vian and the team have been keeping an eye on her for me, and they assure me she's a unit. Now, the eland, if you guys didn't know, is the largest species of antelope in the world. So this begs the question, what do you shoot it with? And usually the other question is, where do you shoot it? And that's a little South Africa joke for you. Where do you shoot a big antelope? Near the road. Because getting them to the farm, or the cruiser for that matter, is not always an easy task. Now, I've got 2 rifles that are up for this task. Number 1 is going to be the one at the top. Let me grab it for you. This is a Bat Machine 28 Sherman Magnum. Now, this is a target rifle. I actually have 2 of these rifles. Unfortunately, I haven't had the time to do load development on my carbon fiber version of this caliber. Now, this is gonna have a bunch of knocking power. Okay, it shoots a 190 grain bullet at well over 3,000 feet per second. So essentially, this is a net down 300 PRC with an Ackley shoulder. It's a ridiculously overbore cartridge. So this is option 1. Now, I have shot this rifle before in the past, and I've got a semi-load for it. Since I got my rifles back from the police, I have not shot this again. So I'm gonna take it with, validate some data when we're there, and if the opportunity presents itself, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I might carry this behemoth into the field on a sling. Okay, so this is an option. But it's kind of a last resort option, and I'll show you guys what my main option is going to be. My main squeeze, Sam. Now, Sam, on the other hand, is much lighter. I actually got a little fright there because these actions just super smooth. Sam, 6.5 Sherman mag, aluminum action. It's a Bat Machine action. This is called the Bumblebee. It is about as light as you can get. Yes, it is in an aluminium stock from MBT, who happen to be the sponsor of this video. Now, all of the rifles you see are in MBT chassis, and as you'll see now, they make a wide variety of chassis options. Like that ESS, for example, is called the Elite Sniper System. It's quite versatile. You can hunt with it, you can shoot matches with it, whether it's a long-range prone type of match or a precision rifle match. Super cool. Actually, my first MBT chassis I ever bought was an FDE ESS. This is the LSS Excel Gen2. I've put an Arca rail on it and some other bits and bobs, and I'm running a Razor LHT. So this is the 4.5 to 22 power first focal plane Razor. Now, one thing we didn't mention is the 28 Sherman mag we see behind me that I had just now has a muzzle brake on the front. Now, while muzzle brakes are widely effective at reducing recoil, especially on big Magnum cartridges like that, they do hurt the ears a little bit. So if I do decide to shoot that rifle for the eland, I'm gonna have to wear some ear protection. Now, in an ideal world, I'd like to just run, silencers or suppressors on everything, and that's what you guys will see here. I have one of the original Warbird suppressors, actually. This is sort of an in-between version still, before we finally decided what sort of lengths we wanted to do. So this is what we would consider a medium option. As you can see, the sleeve doesn't really fit it well. But that is what's on there, and it does a really good job at mitigating the recoil. There was another thing I wanted to chat about this rifle that made it special, and I've just spotted it, and it is possibly the coolest thing since sliced bread. Watch this. Okay, now I've got my little backpack here. So let's say I'm going hunting, I'm walking about. This might be a little bit dodgy given the fact that there was like studio lighting and stuff here. But let me grab my gun. As you can see, gun, rifle, we use that term interchangeably. Rifle's pretty light. I'm gonna simply pop it into my backpack, and now I'm hands-free and I've got my rifle accessible right here. If I need to engage something, I can click it off and simply let it rip. Now on that note, I am running Trigger Tech 2-stage diamond triggers in every single one of the rifles that I'm talking you guys through. Again, this is... Knew that was gonna happen. Sorry lights. Again, simply click it in like this and we are good to go. This system will be available on my website very soon. In fact, I might leave a link to pre-order them down below. Really, really cool, and you don't have to faff about with a sling. Now, unfortunately, on the next rifle, that system is not gonna work. Let me grab that. Now on this one, we actually do have a sling, but before we jump into the details of this specific rifle, SAM that I've just shown you guys is chambered in 6.5 Sherman short, as I said. That'll hit very, very hard. I'm shooting the 156 grain Berger Extreme Outer Limit hunting bullet, and I'm shooting that at well over 3,000 feet per second. So it is gonna hit very, very hard indeed. A 6.5 caliber bullet at an animal like that traveling at that speed, as long as the range doesn't get stupid, it should be 100% plenty powerful enough to knock down the big eland. So that's possibly, very likely, 90% going to be the rifle that I'm going to use. I am taking the 28 Sherman Magnum with, as I said, but that is going to be a last case scenario. Then, rifle I have in front of me is a 6-dasher. Now, if you watched the previous video on the tuner, you guys would have seen that I did some load development, or more specifically, some testing with the tuner, and I was shooting 87 grain Bergers at 3,130 feet per second while still fireforming from 6BR to Dasher. Now, if you guys don't know what the difference is between 6BR and Dasher, I will show you the difference here. The 6BR is the cartridge on the left. Now, this is a bit of a contradiction, this rifle. It's got a thick-ish barrel on in the HNT 26 carbon fiber and magnesium stock from MBT. So the reason it's a bit of a contradiction, the barrel's obviously quite heavy, the silencer even on this is heavy with the tuner. This is definitely more a match rifle, but that 87 grain bullet at 3,100 feet per second is going to be an exceptionally capable little round to, you know, shoot headshots with if we're going to be hunting, you know, or harvesting in this case, some springbok and some other antelope we have to do on this hunt. So on my list is an eland cow, okay, which is going to be a giant, hopefully, holding thumbs. Obviously, we always say every day can be a hunting day, but every day is not necessarily a shooting day. So we have to find her first. So that's going to be our first challenge. We are also pushed for time. Then I have to get a black Impala ram. I love the black Impalas. They're absolutely beautiful for me. And if I do get a nice one, I will probably shoot it in the neck somewhere to not destroy the mount, and then mount that up for our shop that we're doing. So more on the shop later, guys. We are not quite ready for walk-in customers. I underestimated how much money I will hemorrhage setting up the shop, so it's been very expensive, but it's been very cool, and I want to thank you guys again for shopping at Impact Pro Shop. Then I have to get a lot of springbok and a few blesbok in there too, because we are going to be quite busy at this hunt. And then we're also hoping to fit in some wing shooting and potentially even some fly fishing. It is an absolutely beautiful resort. I'm going to show you guys some overlay footage of that. I am very, very excited to head up to Khoi Khoi this weekend. It's going to be my first time there. I've never hunted there before. But we met the guys at our Huntex Expo that we have here in South Africa, and they seem like a great bunch of guys. In fact, just before hitting record on this video, Vian, the guide who's going to guide us there, he sent me a message to say, Pete, listen, we have targets out here for you to validate your dope, but unfortunately half of our range is still underwater, so that's possibly going to be a challenge. They got a lot of rain, so yeah, it's going to be exciting. So he's got a target for me out at 600 meters, or 650 I think he said, which is fine because I like to go out and, you know, just double check that drop data. If I know I'm on at 650, then anything like 300 to 200 or whatever, my rifle and my dope is gonna line up, and then I don't make an unnecessary mistake. You know, mistakes can still creep in. You shoot a branch in front of you like I've done before, or, you know, it's hunting. Weird things happen when you're out there. So I want to do my part, at least when I'm on the farm, to make sure that my rifle drop data is on point. Now, I'm excited. I've got a lot of work to do. I loaded up all of the ammo for this. I've got LHT on this too, by the way, so LHT 4.5 to 22 and LH2 4.5 to 22 on SAM. As soon as we're done with this hunt, this will go back into sort of its match configuration and potentially into one of the new chassis from MDT. Let me know whether you guys want to see the new ACC Elite video first or if I should play with the J Allen next. I look forward to reading your comments. Guys, this is going to be a fun hunt. My brother Gijs is coming with. As usual, we've got some new video stuff. I've got new camera lenses. We invested a lot of money into equipment to try and make this production the best one we've done to date. So I'm super pumped for that. Anyway, I'm going to finish packing and the clock's still going. That clock's been giving me trouble lately. And you guys are obviously very observant with that. Again, guys, use the code FAST20 for 20% off any Vortex merch on their website. The clothing is absolutely ridiculously good quality. And my wife begs me not to wear Vortex clothing all the time because I look like I work for Vortex, which I guess I kind of do. But damn, the clothes is so freaking nice and you're not going to regret that. Okay, gentlemen, ladies, whatever you identify as, and I don't think those people watch these videos. Man, our world's in a funny place at the moment. So, yeah, stay classy, San Diego. Fireball. I watched Anchorman recently. The arsonist has oddly shaped feet.